Gamers! It finally happened. 1,500 packs later. We cracked one with all the 2 stars this morning. I should have saved it to open on stream. Although maybe our RNG seed would have been different if we did. Yeah, we got this is my second Gyarados and second Celebi. So I got a place out of those. I got the first Mew and the first Pidgeot. Not bad. The immersive for this set's still escaping me. I think Leaf is my most desired. Did you run around with your shirt over your head like a soccer player? Yeah, this is the first ultra rare pack on my account. I wasn't gonna play more Gyarados today, but I think we might have to at some point just so I can play with my two full arts. All right, I've got a bunch of things loaded up I wanna try today, so let's go ahead and get to game sub. I should claim my missions really quick before I forget. We got 3 immersives I'll trade you on. Sounds good. If I'm being honest, I probably am never playing Celebi, and I want a Leaf more than the immersive. I have 7 immersive Celebis. Someone burn the witch. Knacker, thank you for the almost 5.5 years. Welcome back. Laz, thank you for the 11 months. Crown Mew looks good. I think Crown Mew might look the least bad of all of the crown cards, but if I'm being honest, I really don't love any of the crowns. I think the 2-star full arts of the same base Pokemon art as the crown all look much better. Used drew a card. Well, that's unfortunate for me, I suppose. Research against Mewtwo, I'd like to lead Tauros, I think. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so let's Pokeball here. Good start for us for sure. Second one of these too. I'm gonna put the energy on Tauros for sure to start powering that up to smack them. We'll slide out another one of these. Game audio is maybe a touch loud, thank you. How are we at there on balance? I redid my audio setup last night. That's probably better. them spending their opening energy retreating seems real good for us. So what's the game plan here? I think it's energy on Tauros, pull the Frogadier back, put the Dreadnought up. What deck are you leaning towards? Like, I honestly don't know. There's so many things that seem sweet. Got like 4 different things I want to try, and I've only got today and tomorrow to try them. I think I'm playing something Friday night and Saturday, so maybe we'll just like play different things across the 2 days. So they're not side spearing, they just want to side drive and clear this in 1. This means I need to draw Greninja or Giovanni next turn to clear this with the Tauros. We have two Greninjas, 1 Giovanni, and a Professor's Research. Wait, they're just not hitting me? They just want to build up to a point where they can clear the Tauros in 1 with a second one after? That's probably what they're trying to do, yeah? I have some regrets putting the second Dreadnought out with the Tauros in hand. I think I gotta start putting energy in here, though. Which Pikachu EX deck is the best for tournament? So the Raichu build with Lieutenant Surge had the best performance in the previous metagame. But we're obviously living in a different world after that. We haven't had any big tournaments as of yet. Really surprised to see them put an energy on here, because I feel like that's not going to be good into the stuff I've got queued up in my backline, yeah? We are incredibly unlucky here, huh? So sad. Alright, well, I'll crack up for 120 here, I guess, but... Giovanni, both Greninja, and my last Professor's Research all being in the bottom. Bottom whatever here is super unfortunate. Alright, 2 Greninja and a Research here. 50% to get one of those. If I hit a Greninja this turn, we're still in business, I think. Perfect. Okay, so this lets me put this up, put this on here. I might even put this on. It's just an extra at this point. So I get to clear the Mewtwo with the Water Shuriken. And then because my opponent elected to build up Mew, I actually would be dead here because of bad variance if the opponent had played better. If the opponent had put 2 energy on this Mewtwo, they would be able to switch it up and clean me out. Because they elected not to. So they can't put up Mew. The Mew's dead if they attack me with it. The Mew will take 20 from Rough Skin. Oh, do they have Giovanni? I guess we're dead to the Mew Giovanni. That could have been what they were setting up because I saw the HP on all my stuff. No, just a Sabrina. Okay, Sabrina here means they're not dead on board. But they are dead to second Greninja. I have second Greninja, second Research in my deck. They're just into our Sabrina, right? Yeah. They're just into our Sabrina. There's Greninja. Greninja does 20 and Jordan does 90. Yeah, we had some bad variance here, but the opponent made a small mistake to allow us to win through our bad variance. We tried Scoliopeed Weezing. Yeah, we played a bunch of it. It'll actually be the deck highlight tomorrow. Yeah, so this build is very similar to the Greninja Flareon deck I played, only we're trying out Tauros in the Flareon slot so we can play more utility cards. Because Tauros is a 3 energy attack that still clears a lot of these EXs in a similar time frame to Flareon, and it's less specific on the energy it needs. Thinking about getting into this game, but can't afford another Snap-style money sink. How does this compare? So, what's the best way to compare the Pocket Economy to Snap? So, getting every card as fast as possible right on release is probably a bit more expensive than it is in Snap. However, getting the cards over time and slowly building up your collection is more realistic in this game because it doesn't have a Spotlight Cash style FOMO system where when you don't get the card right on release, it's actually still accessible afterwards. I think is the best comparison between the two. One of the other things that I think is the best way to encourage people that play Snap to try this game is this game doesn't make you do any chores. There's no daily missions making you play the game in a certain way. To be free to play optimal in Pokemon Pocket, literally all you have to do is log in every day and open a couple of booster packs. The actual gameplay in this game is only there if you actually want to experience it. With the Frogadair draw, we'll start putting energies on here. Am I potioning this to force them to have the superior? Yeah, I think so. I really think the not making people grind stuff they don't enjoy is a big, wonderful part of the design of the systems in this game. All right, now we really need them to hit. We need them to not hit double head so I can get Tauros up here. Them hitting the Celebi punishes me for committing to the Frogadair, but the Frogadair was better if they were going to be attacking with this. Oh, gosh. It's this. I'm in trouble regardless if they run hot and hit their 25%er. Cool. I've got 2 copies of Leaf here. So we can go ahead and pull the Tauros out. This reduces our retreat cost by 2. think I'm gonna start putting damage on this, just in case. This is their only real scary attacker. Okay, that potion actually doesn't matter because I have the Giovanni here, yeah? So, I don't know that we're in a good spot here. But actually, I guess the fact that we're clearing this means we should be good to go, because their Celebi is so much worse once we kill the Superior, yeah? Yeah, they're just leaving. The rich streamer man is in reference to some chode in my Twitter mentions letting me know that because I've talked about the fact that I make low six figures making content, that I'm rich and I'm bragging about how much money I make. Because the billionaire class propaganda making people who make 50 grand a year, convincing them that people who make 200 grand a year are rich is exactly why we have so many of the problems we do in society. Just the completely idiotic notion that when we talk about someone who's rich, we're referring to people who are comfortably upper middle class. And not the person who makes more than you make in a year in an hour. Yes, that is exactly how I would define rich, Jumper. If you can't retire tomorrow, you're not rich. In fact, I've talked about it before because I believe in income transparency. Talking about money is good. It normalizes it. Lots of people get underpaid because they don't talk about money enough. But like the last 2 years with Snap popping off for me were my best years ever. And what they allowed me to do is I paid off some of the debt that I had, and I maxed out a 401k contribution for the first time in my life 2 years running. Like, my family is comfortable, but we don't live anything extravagant. And if, like, my job stopped making money tomorrow, in probably about 6 months' time or so, we'd be in a bad spot. It's such a weird class system. All right, we need to take a brief pause. Speaking of money, we need to take a brief pause for the cause and roll some adverts on Twitch. I'm going to run to the restroom, too. We're going to play some more games with this. I like this core a lot. This is the Flareon Greninja core that we've been playing the other day, trying Tauros in the Flareon slot so we can have some more utility cards. Have a couple of minutes of adverts. We'll see you in 120 seconds for some more of this. BRB. and you have a 401k that isn't employer sponsored, or maybe it's your spouse's. So I have a LLC incorporation almost exclusively so I can have a 401k and make contributions to a retirement account through it. It also gives some tax benefits, because corporations and tax benefits, God bless accountants that know how to do their jobs, but like Hoaglandia LLC is something that exists in the US government. Do you get a 401k match? Yeah, right. Zoidborg, thank you for the 18 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. This deck's also sweet because I get to name it Bullfrog and have it be on point. How do the potions feel so far? Mixed. I kind of wish I had at least one X speed in the deck still. Having fun with the Pidgeot EX deck, but I feel like it's a little bit slow. Would you recommend adding faster, aggressive Pokemon? I mean, that's kind of what your Dirtlelin's for in there, right? You could play Kangaskhan, I suppose. But that requires you to commit an energy. Oh, flop here in case they don't have their stage 1, I think. And if they have their stage 1, I could still top deck Frogadair and clear it. Redbeard, thank you for the 37 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Were you a Pokemon player growing up? Yeah, I mean, I'm a millennial. I grew up playing the video games. Played plenty of the TCG game on the GBC. This is a matchup where our Tauroses are not going to be great. Notable that Flareon's really good in this matchup and Tauros is really not. It's unfortunate that I haven't drawn either of my Dirtle Dragons here. Let's flop around. Awkward draw overall. No Greninja stages, no Dirtle Dragon. Hitless Magic, thank you for the 14s. I had red version growing up. Most of what I ended up playing was Gen 2. Played a lot of Silver Crystal. This is gonna be switch into Tauros so it can take hits for us here, Angle, I think. Really wish I had Dragon to be powering up here. I don't think it's worth putting energy on the Tauroses. I think I'm just putting on here so if I eventually get to 2 Greninja, it could be good. Our hand just full of bunk. Would love to get red carded here. We're seeing a lot less red card. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Cards from the new set making people cut their bad cards. Makes these games a lot harder to win. They do balance change in this game. They do not. I wouldn't be surprised if they made a really erroneous design mistake if they ended up doing a balance pass, but I wouldn't expect regular, like, monthly or bi-monthly balance changes like Snap does. They release new card set every 6 weeks, and I would expect most of the format changes to happen as a result of those. Well, if Magikarp doesn't leap out, Frogadair's got a drip with its name on it. So Mew versus Tauros is interesting. Tauros is good against Pikachu and Celebi, whereas Mew is better against Charizard and Mewtwo. I think Tauros is good enough against Mewtwo to not need Mew, but do I want a Mew in this deck is definitely a question to think about, I think. No water as our second energy here is sad. If you want to become a better card game player, the #1 thing you can do to get better at card games is remove the absolutely nonsense concept from your mind that things are just better or worse versions of each other in most situations. Generally speaking, things are not just strictly better or strictly worse than each other. They're just kind of different. So to the person that said, isn't this a worse version of Greninja Flareon? No, it's a different version. Do I like it more? I don't know. I'm playing games with it to try and figure that out. But the idea here is that Tauros actually clears Pikachu EX in 1, whereas Flareon does not. And 2, Tauros doesn't require specific energy or discarding energy, and it's a basic versus a stage 1, which means you get 2 more slots in your deck for utility trainer cards. The potential downside to Tauros is that it needs a little bit of extra damage on Celebi in order to clear a Celebi, but this deck has a lot of ways to put a little bit of chip damage on a Celebi. It's got Greninja, it's got Dredian, it's got a Giovanni. Like, there's lots of ways to accomplish that thing it feels like we need to be able to do. Two Gyarados here is annoying with the Vaporeon. Wait, what? Honey. Did we not? Are we about to give our opponent a reading lesson in Tauros? I think we're about to give our opponent a reading lesson in Tauros. So Tauros, for those of you at home like my opponent who are unfamiliar with the card, it does 120 damage to an EX Pokemon. we're gonna go ahead and clean out this Gyarados. Good night, video gamer. Would you consider cutting a Tauros from this deck? No, I don't think I'd consider cutting our primary attacker in most matchups. Stop trying to cut basic Pokemon from the decks, chat. Stop trying to cut basic Pokemon from the decks. Players hate playing enough resources in their decks. Your basic Pokemon are a resource. Play more of them. The only potential change currently on my mind for this deck is, do I want 2 potions or do I want to split the potion with an X speed? There's a very real chance I'd like an X speed. Being able to X speed back to Dirtle Dragon here would be a big deal. Instead, I got to give up an energy to do it. If tournaments had side decks, this deck would want to play a Mew and a side deck, 100%. Speaking of Tauros, we really kind of want to draw one of him on this next turn. Want to start getting energies charged up on it. Oh. You texted EX Aerodactyl at all? Yeah, I don't think that card's likely to be competitive in our current format. Dealing only 80 damage is pretty mediocre against all of the healing that these grass decks have. You need things that deal bigger swings, I think. I think because we bricked on the Tauros here, we gotta hope they miss on Tropical Swing one more time. Now, at this point, we're kind of hoping for Greninjas and not Tauroses, yeah? 2 Greninjas and 7 cards. You tried Gyarados EX out. I have, yeah. I saw you play one in one of the tournaments the other day, Kratos. I think Vaporeon in particular is one of the more powerful cards in this expansion. I was a couple of cards off of what you played. Greninja is a lovely lad. Where do I want to put damage from Water Shuriken? Oh, the Giovanni actually lets me just clear this turn, yeah? Go clean. Would have preferred a Tauros here, but all things considered, this worked out nicely with the Greninja. This deck really hits. This deck doesn't have any big attackers at the surface level, but all the chip damage from your Durnal Dragons and your Greninja and the Giovanni, it really adds up pretty quickly. Yeah, 90 for 3 out of basic is not terrible. A non-EX basic. I've seen a lot of people talking about how you never play this card with energy to attack with it, but it's been really solid at all the decks that can attack with it. These Greninja cores, the Pidgeot cores, like... I don't put my deck list on my overlay because taking a 5-minute break to manually put the deck list on the overlay every time I change decks is a giant pain in my ass. Putting the deck list on my screen isn't going to get me more viewers, so wasting my time for no extra viewers is not really worthwhile. I think I might split the potion of the X speed after this game. And again, one of the big differences between Tauros and Flareon in this core is that Tauros is 10 damage short on clearing Celebi in one go. But with this Rough Skin and Greninja and Giovanni, I think that's a non-factor a lot of the time. And this is better against Pikachu EX than Flareon is. We need them to just not knock us out in one here. We need average or low roll. Extra Durnal Dragon here is great. It insulates us against the Sabrina next turn. Greninja, also stellar. We'll Pokeball before we play this. They have a little bit less information about our hand. We definitely don't need a second Tauros. I'd rather have another wall. I think we'll go ahead and we'll start building up damage on the Superior, because that's the one that Tauros does less to. This only does bonus damage to EX Pokemon. I'm not going to potion here. If they want to clear my Durnal Dragon, that's fine with me. And they're just in a rock and a hard place here, right? This potion literally does nothing. Yeah, retreat to the Superior, bud. Good stuff. And now that they're pivoting to this, does this even actually pivot for them? It doesn't, right? Because between the rough skin and the water shurikens, the Tauros actually still clears this, yeah? I'll put an energy on here just in case I feel like I need to miss slash. But if they put a second energy on here and knock this out, I'm gonna clear this, and then the Celebi's left on basically nothing. And they also can't just sit here and do nothing and build up, because Greninja is like slowly poking their squad down while they do that. Celebi can high roll Tauros. Yeah, so I think the plan here is, at this point, if they choose not to knock this out, we'll start putting poke damage on these. Yeah, no, I don't want to put Tauros up until we're ready to clear the Celebi, is definitely the case. Okay, it's the Aracud. And this means they are dead to the Greninja with a copy of... Do I put the Greninja up, or do I put the other Dirtingen up? I think I put the Greninja up here. Unfortunate that we bricked on our, Giovanni. That's fine. We'll start building up another Greninja. And then I think at this point, I actually want to poke the Celebi in the back here, because this is dying to 2 miss slash anyways. And I want to mark damage on this, so that way if they switch it up and hit this and high roll, Tauros can clear this in 1 on the backswing. Onion Head is overrated. The Celebi deck, despite all of the lying clickbait on YouTube, has had very mediocre results in the community tournament so far. I'm going to be curious to see what the results look like this weekend with a little bit more optimization time and a little bit like the 600 and 1,000 player tournaments versus 1 to 200. But the few results the Superior deck has in the 1 to 200 player tournament so far are aggressively middling. It's currently looking like there's a high probability all the people that clickbaited this deck are going to eat crow. So they need to hit 3 out of 4 to clear Greninja here. And even if they hit the 3 out of the 4, the Tauros is clearing them on the backswing. You're correct. They won't actually eat crow. They'll still keep getting piles of views because people like being lied to. Is the sad reality of life. All right, so we have this. We get to play the Tauros out. We get to pick up 2 knockout points. Can we close here is the question. If they don't flip double heads here, they're dead to both Giovanni and Greninja, so 2 out of 3. Yeah, they're out here is realistically energy plus 2 heads. How does this deck do against Ninetales and Blaine? My deck or the Celebi deck? Either way, that's not really a matchup you consider. It's not particularly popular. All right, we need to dodge the 25%er and then hit our 66%er. 2 out of our 3 cards win the game. That's one of them. To pull up some specific data here, by the way. And again, I'm gonna do a big formal tournament roundup after the weekend. But we've had 1, 2, 3 tournaments, I believe, so far that have had 100+ players since the new cards released. Yeah, so Celebi Superior had a 36% win rate overall in this first one. Celebi Superior had a 42% win rate overall in this one. And Celebi Superior had a 40% win rate overall in this one. So a little bit better than some of these others. But not amazing. Yeah, there's a couple that are like spiking. So like this one had a result that went 7-2. But people tend to put too much statistics into, look at this. And actually, this list I think was the most notable. This build went 9-3, playing 2 Celebi and 2 Mew as their only Pokemon. So, yeah. And like this was a build that Celebi Superior actually won the tournament. But like, you know, metagame. 10% of the format registered it. Sometimes you're going to get lucky even if your deck's not great. That's just how these things work. If enough people play a 41% win rate deck, some out of them are bound to convert to top finishes still. I actually wouldn't be surprised if the Celebi decks end up wanting to play Mew long-term in general, though. Because they seem... Oh, I was going to put X-Speed in my deck. Because they seem to have a mediocre matchup into... What's what I'm searching for? They seem to have a mediocre matchup into Mewtwo. And Mew's a tech card for that. This matchup is a reason to prefer Flareon over Tauros. I bet our Weezing stuff matchup is hard. Yeah, Flareon's 110 is really good here. Start powering up our other Dirtle Dragon. Yeah, Dragon's our best attacker here for sure. We're gonna start powering. Having a start with 2 of these is probably our best possible in this matchup. I haven't won against Celebi in 20 games, so to me, it's the best deck in the game. I've honestly been so injured by reading stuff Twitch chat says for over a decade that I can't tell if that comment is being made genuinely or sarcastically. I'd say it was a joke. I want to believe it was a joke for the sake of not giving up hope on human beings, but as someone who's existed in our current timeline for a while now, it's hard to not think it's serious. Ah, yes, my third water energy in a row. Lovely. I think realistically I want to Greninja Lions. But without a Frogadier in hand, I think I'm just chilling for now. Most people dabbling in this game don't come from competitive TCG backgrounds. I mean, I would go so far as to say I don't even think having a competitive TCG background is strictly a benefit in this game. To give a pointed example, I think a lot of the infatuation with the red card in the Pokemon Pocket community is a result of people playing other more traditional card games and not understanding they need to adjust expectations for playing Pokemon Pocket. A card like red card would be very good in like regular Pokemon TCG or Magic and a lot of other card games for its disruptive element, and the large deck size gets rid of part of its drawback. Here in Pokemon TCG, here in Pokemon Pocket, the small deck sizes changes that dynamic a whole heck of a lot. I'd like to draw my other Frogadier at this point, honestly. Alright, so we're gonna put some damages on the Scolipede in the back. Actually, are we good to go here? We might be good to go here. So Dragon Claw gives me a knockout. Let's say they go Wheezing, Gas Leak me, Scolipede, hit me. Rough Skin would put them to 100. No, I'd still end up a little bit short, yeah? I think I still end up short. Because if they clear this, they only go to 100, and Greninja with Giovanni is only 90. I needed the second Frogadier to get to the second Greninja, I think. They have Koga here. He's gonna be a little bit scuffed. That's true. They can't kill the Greninja on the backswing, and then the Greninja will get to clear the Scolipede the following turn. And okay, second Frogadier should mean we're good to go here, I think. Do I want to play around Potion? Oh, yeah, they could get us with X-Speed Koga. X-Speed Koga could get us. They retreat out, they poison, they Koga back, they put it back up. But we could die to X-Speed Koga because I don't have Sabrina to clear the coughing. Oh, it is just Koga actually, right? Because they have 3 energy out here already. Yeah, they don't even need the X-Speed. Yeah, I needed a Sabrina here. Sabrina to clear this would have done it. That was a close game. Most of the community tournaments for Pokemon Pocket are hosted on Limitless TCG. If we would have had the Frogadier 1 turn sooner, the second Greninja would have let us clear this. We needed Frogadier 1 turn sooner or Sabrina this turn. Alright, they got second Koga. They're 12 cards into their deck, so reasonable shot they do. Putting the energy on the Wheezing means they don't have the Koga. The potion means that, I don't die to Giovanni, which is perfect. Yeah, they conceded when I hit the potion. This build seems really slick. Someone in my Twitter DMs, imagine something positive coming from that site, sent me this idea. And from a theory perspective, it's very good. Getting more, giving up the Flareon to have more utility cards with the Tauros seems real good. You get to play the Greninja line with, get to play the Greninja line with 10 traders still. Seems slick. All right, let's go ahead and take a brief pause for the cause and run some adverts. We'll see you in 120 seconds when we return. We're gonna play something else for a little bit. I got a few decks I want to try today. This one's definitely in contention for something this weekend, though. Yes, you should 100% be playing Fire Energy in this deck. It's one of the upsides to it. Definitely want Fire Energy. If you don't have Tauros, you can play Flareon. Felt pretty solid too. I think I'm leaning towards liking Tauros more, but it's close. YouTube can have some adverts as well. Good morning over there, gamers. How have I been enjoying the Pokemon Pocket Jersey? The Pokemon Pocket Tournament scene reminded me how much I really love playing games competitively. It also reminded me how incredibly not competitive ladder systems are in games like Marvel Snap. Like I always knew in the back of my mind somewhere that ladders were bunk and they're not really competitive, but they're just so much worse than tournaments if you're looking to scratch a competitive itch. Mitch Geo, thank you for the 11 months. Cheshire Gleam, thank you for the 57 months. Good morning, good morning. Is Dirtle worth playing if you aren't in both Fire and Water Energy? Depends on the rest of your deck, Sunset. I think it's very possible to play Dirtingen as just, Dreadingen as just, what's it called, a lead. I think it's better when you can attack with it. With the addition of X speed, do you want to cut a Leaf? Nope. Leaf's real good. Any decent fighting energy decks you found? Yeah, there's a Machamp deck highlight up on the Hoaglandia Pocket channel that I think is the best fighting deck right now. If you're interested in seeing a build of this deck with Flareon, you should check out my decks roundup from 2 days ago on the Pocket channel. I did see the Scoliope Weezing took the W in one of the early tournaments. Now this deck is not playing Fire Energy, speaking of, for the Dreadingen, because, trying to get triple water for Gyarados. Hey, Gabe, thanks for the 14 months. Welcome back. Is 2 Dirtles and 2 Leaf its own mini package? No, I don't think you have to strictly play them together. Yes, this is purely a wall here while we build up big things in the back. I don't have any strong opinions on things that are better or worse than other things in this game right now, chat. The cards came out 2 days ago. I'm playing games and getting a feel for things. The card games change, but the card gamer's immediately asking if something is strictly better before you've played any games with the other thing remains the same. Misty doing her average case scenario. Honestly, though, this seems fine, right? Like, just having first energy advantage and putting 4 energy on Gyarados in this matchup seems like it's probably going to win it all on its own, right? Like, nothing in this LB deck survives a hit for 140. And even if they, like, knock this out this turn and knock this out next turn, the Gyarados will be ready to go without Misty by the time we get around to it. The Celebi deck, based on the matchup data for the tournaments that we've had so far, is a very bad Mewtwo matchup. And Gyarados is I'm not going to say better Mewtwo because it's a stage 1, but it doesn't discard its own energy every time. Hot take, the Celebi deck is bad. I don't think I have enough information to come to the conclusion the Celebi deck is bad yet. But I am kind of selfishly hoping it continues to underperform so I can post a video on Monday with the title Celebi Sucks, Let's Break It Down. Because I think that'll have a really good click-through rate after all of the nonsense that's going on in the community with the card. Oh, thanks, Misty. Again, I think even without this Misty, they were probably torch tier. Like, if they have to knock out one of my other things, and then I get Gyarados the following turn, I'm still clearing the Celebi out. Like, maybe if I don't draw the Frogadier or another Dirtlein, not hitting the Misty gives them a window to get us with, like, a copy of Sabrina. But I think they were probably dead regardless. New to TCGs, what's the most common mistake new players make in this game? Not thinking ahead. Pokemon Pocket is a game that's very chess adjacent in a lot of ways, and that the information about how the game is going to play out is often face up on the board. And the number one thing you need to do to get better and win more games at Pokemon Pocket is think 2 to 3 turns ahead and construct winning lines in your head. Don't just think about how do I not lose this turn. Think about how does the action I'm taking lead to me winning the game over the course of 2 to 3 turns or 4 or 5 turns. You can, generally speaking, especially once you're familiar with what decks and cards people are playing in those decks, predict what people's moves are going to be a few out. I think people trying to talk about how particular card games have more or less skill is often masturbatory at absolute best, and them just trying to tear down card games they don't like at absolute worst. You're either trying to make yourself sound / feel smart, or put down other people who enjoy other things. There is no objective measuring stick for which card game is most skillful or least skillful. It's all just silly pissing contests. And again, just like Gyarados with a reasonable wall and first energy advantage seems real good. The link between, thank you for the 20 months, welcome back. Yes, a lot of it is tribalism and people being afraid that their preferred card game could die if some other card game is good instead of it. Gyarados not knocking itself out in one is also pretty good against Mew EX, which is great. Yeah, in a lot of ways, Rough Skin is kind of a built-in Giovanni, is an interesting way to think about it. Would Superior work well in a 2-color deck? I don't think so. You wouldn't consistently have access to grass, and it only doubles up energy on grass Pokemon. The other part about Gyarados in this matchup too is that only does Gyarados not die to genome hacking in one, but Gyarados also lives a side drive. So it's like, sure, you switched out your Mewtwo EX, but Gyarados lives your side drive even through a Giovanni. And I'm going to pick up 2 knockout points next turn when I clear your Mew, and then I'm going to bowl over anything else you put up here in one, right? Your move, Yugi boy. I think so too, Davier. I think there's a good chance we're just done here. Potion gives him a window to breathe here. Do I just leaf back to the Dirtolin? I think so, yeah. How do they ever win the game if I leaf back to the Dirtolin? They only have 1 knockout point. I've got other things on my bench. And if they put something else up here, they'd have to have double Sabrina, right? Oh, I guess single Sabrina lets them clear a Froakie. I guess single Sabrina could get them out of this, because I didn't draw Frogadier. Yeah. Now I'm dead. No, there's no Geo in my deck. I don't think this build's playing Sabrina either. I forget what I copied. This is one of the deck lists I put up a tournament results. I need to check. I think we were on all twos though, and I don't think it involved either of those cards. Yeah, we're just in at this point. If you brought out your frog last turn, attack for 10, you would have won. I mean, sure, but that loses to Potion as opposed to losing to Sabrina. So, Gary and Dirty Ed is bad in the Mewtwo matchup if they're running 2 potions. That's not true at all. If they attack the Dirtington, the turn passes to you and then you clear it without it, Scrimmage. That game specifically, I was both missing... We were missing a couple of key things there, right? They'd already used 1 potion and no Sabrina. They're more likely to have 2 potions than to have 2 Sabrinas, Corinne. So, like, obviously we can't know their deck lists. But some of their things, some of their decks don't even play 1. It's very rare they play 2. And post the tablet. Do I want Greninja? Part of me just wants to play Articuno. Is it just like Articuno to have more Misty Cheese? I mean, it's very possible we should just be... It's very possible the other build we were playing with the Vaporeons is just better. I kind of wanted to try non-Vaporeon, though. But for people that weren't here, I think this build's pretty solid. With the Starmie stuff. I'm not sure if this build wants Misty or not. It's pretty good with Gyarados on occasion, though. Yeah, I hit a God Pack this morning, actually. I got a second Gyarados full art. Yeah, first God Pack on the account. Something like this could be okay. Just seeing how good Gyarados felt powering up a wall in front of him seemed real good. And dreading it setting up fair Articunos is probably pretty realistic as well. I don't think we currently exist in a metagame where I expect Lumion to be good. So no, I'm not playing games with that. Non-EX Gyarados isn't magically playable, chat. Stop asking. Oh, what am I doing? Leading on that? Leading on that. What we're doing. Sorry, opponent. We're banning someone in a YouTube comment. I think against the deck that wholly gets knocked down on it, we want to lead on attaching energy to Magikarp. It could also be a reasonable angle to play Baby Articuno over EX Articuno, because Baby Articuno's all right with, Baby Articuno is all right with Misty, and then you could have 2 single knockout point things. Has some appeal. I missed the spicy comments. I didn't ban someone for a spicy comment. I banned them because they made a very rude comment tearing down someone I played against, saying they were just bad. Typical, rude, egotistical armchair quarterback that thinks they're better than whoever they're currently watching. You're always welcome to offer constructive, specific criticism of plays I make or plays my opponents make, but just saying, like, your opponents are bad, why did you upload this, is, like, not that. Yeah, we actually need the Gyarados this turn, otherwise, not having the Gyarados this turn means we're dead to Leaf. I'll put an energy on here and then cry myself quietly to sleep. This Victory Mills Fly Trap's gonna pull our fish in. This is the downside. Honestly, this game alone might put me off of playing this deck. Playing a deck that's all in on Gyarados is probably bad, because it means when you miss it, you're just gonna get cleared. I guess I can start powering up the Articuno technically. I'll be switching to Snap after the rollover today. I didn't post a firm schedule this week because I wanted to have some flexibility on what I was playing when. God packs can't appear in Wonder Picks. That's not true. 3 crowd rares and immersives can't appear in Wonder Picks, but God packs do appear, and if they had a crowd or an immersive in it, it replaces them with a random 1-star, I believe. Someday, I hope to have the confidence with which people are willing to post on the internet while being wrong. It is free 99 to phrase your statement as, oh, I didn't know God Packs could appear in Wonder Picks. Are you sure that's the case? as opposed to being hostile and asserting God packs don't appear in Wonder Picks and just being wrong. All right, and then we are unfortunately dead to the Victory Bell Fly Trap here without finding a Gyarados. They're gonna get to fish it up and knock this out, and they have 2 points already. Yeah, hedging a statement when you're not sure of what you're saying with certainty is very good and free, rather than asserting you are correct with certainty. I mean, for what it's worth, Paperland, like someone literally right above your comment saying they didn't exist just commented they'd Wonder Picked from a God pack. In fact, just so we can pull it up, someone just tagged me in the Discord server. Here's my God pack I opened, and someone on my friends list that Wonder picked the Gyarados out of it. They're four Wonder pick points. Thanks for the screenshot, Cody. Congrats on your new friend. Yeah, I don't think I'm into that, chat. I like the Vaporeon build. I'm not sure how many Misties I want to play in here, if any. Let's try this. I think being all in on Gyarados is a mistake, like the earlier decks we're making. I think you want some dynamic game plans. What do you think about Brock? I think Golem is generally just worse than Machamp EX. If you're gonna play a stage 2 fighting, you'd rather just play Machamp EX. Yes, not having to commit energy to your Gyarados in advance because you are playing Vaporeon is a big deal. Starmie is one of the many good cards in the Charizard pack. Blastoise is both a stage 2 and it needs 5 energy to knock out Celebi and Pikachu in one, which I think makes it worse than Gyarados. Fun fact, I cut my second copy of Magikarp in this deck right now for the second copy of Misty, which... if this had been the Misty that was a Magikarp, we'd be in a much better spot here, yeah? I probably shouldn't have played this out, although I'm kind of expecting this to die. Have you done a tracking on Misty coin flips? It seems like all flips end up 50-50, but Misty mostly flips tails. You know, I was tracking my Misty coin flips the other night, and then a bright light shone in the sky, and I was beamed up aboard, and they probed me. They probed me because they knew I was smart enough to be tracking the Misty coin flips. They know, chat. They don't tell them or they'll probe you. Unless you're into that sort of thing, in which case you should announce to everybody that you are tracking your Misty coin flips. If you're into being probed, I'm not here to judge you, okay? You like what you like. Human beings have an evolutionary trait known as negativity bias. Negativity bias is an evolutionary trait that humans developed to help them survive that makes it so we remember inherently negative experiences more vividly than we remember positive ones. So the reason why you feel like Misty flips tails more frequently than other coins in Pokemon Pocket is because Misty flipping tails is a more negative experience than most other cards that flip coins getting tails is. Negativity bias happened because when you see your buddy get sick or die after they ate some berries, those berries are going to stand out vividly in your mind more than something that didn't really matter or was positive, because remembering not to eat the berries that killed Curtis is going to save your life. I didn't like Curtis to begin with. Yeah, the berries got him. Yeah. They're trading Scolipede for Vaporeon here. That's interesting. Feels like I'm getting the positive end of that. Oh, wow. Man, the racists got big mad when we banned them. We had someone make a general blanket statement about Japanese players in chat the other day to stereotype and be yes, and then they just wrote a giant paragraph in the unbanned request about how dare we slander them, accusing them of racism. How dare I? Listen, I know racism just got voted for by 76 million people in the United States. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna tolerate it here on my channel. Oh, am I putting damage on this Tauros? I think I'm putting damage on this Tauros, yeah? Does it matter I have the Gyarados? I don't think it matters. The finally drawing Magikarp with the Leaf and Vaporeon here means this game is over. Although the Starmie was good enough here as well. I actually don't even need the Leaf, right? So we just have so much energy on the board. Let's wash out some energy up to here. That was their second ban. It was their second ban, wasn't it? Oh, chat, I didn't read their whole paragraph. They can't be racist against Japanese people because they're studying Japanese. Oh, okay. That. This is something an actual human being wrote in my unban requests. Actual words that were written in the unban request. What a Thursday morning, gamers. What a Thursday morning. We're going first, which makes Staryu a little bit less appealing without Misty. Although, against Sigilif lead, it's pretty solid for us still. Nice. This is honestly the thing, and this is the thing that makes me kind of want to fit the second Misty in, is hitting a single Misty heads, giving Staryu basically first energy advantage is such a big game. Like, obviously, you could high roll a ton on Gyarados with her, too. But just, like, taking first energy advantage 50% of the time is quite strong. I don't think there's any punish here for attacking with Smack, so I'm gonna hide that I have Starmie EX. I get to play my hand down small, so they're not incentivized to red card us. Irby Face, thank you for the 6 months. Appreciate that. Three Misty Tails in a row. Is anybody writing this down? Yep. Average Blue, let me sync the Discord server if you're in there and don't have permissions currently. To manually do that periodically. Then the last basic out of our deck. Oh, there's one more Staryu in there still, yeah. Okay, so they can Psy-Shot me for 60 this turn, but then I get to... Oh, they're not at all? Well, that's great for me. They're just sacking the Sigilif here? Yeah, that tracks. Yeah, I need Gyarados, gamers. You played around with Chatot? I don't think that card reads as very, very insane to me. Does Charizard get any better? It's possible Charizard wants to play Leaf, but I think with Mew being added to the metagame, the Charizard deck's likely worse than it was previously by a margin. I really wish I could check my discard pile when stuff like this happens. Can I just draw Gyarados, please, so I can win the game? Ugh. Yeah, if you're reading the Wall of Shame, those are all real comments that human beings both either typed into my chat or into an unbanned request. I think I actually just spread out my energy here, so that way if they Sabrina me, I can put up this Vaporeon and it doesn't take a hit. I only lose one energy. At this point, I'm on the draw Gyarados or bust plan, yeah? Then you need a way to survive this Mewtwo hit. I do have one copy of Oak. Yeah, we're on two Gyarados, one research at this point. There's Malad. Vaporeon is so good. It's actually crazy. We have 2 points. This game's just done, yeah? We have 2 points. They only have 1. So we're not getting cleared by Sabrina. We took an energy off their Mew. They can't get out of Gyarados range. This card surviving Mewtwo is so huge. Pokemon Pocket players and suggesting I cut a basic Pokemon. If you want a Pokemon Pocket drinking game and you really hate your liver, you should consider taking a shot every time someone suggests I cut a basic Pokemon from the deck I'm currently playing. All right. I posted a highlight with this deck the other day. It's up on the YouTube channel, so I don't know if we're going to play too much more of it. I think we're going to change decks. I want to try some other things here. If you want to see more with this, check out the YouTube side. I think it's really solid. It's towards the top of my list for decks I'm playing this weekend. 2 different tournaments. I'll try something new. What am I gonna do next? How about this? I think this has some appeal. I think Mew complements the Arcanine package well here, yeah? Alright, let's go ahead and take a brief pause for the cause and roll some adverts. In 120 seconds, we're going to start up with this one. Thanks everybody for hanging out today. Don't go anywhere. Yes, no psychic energy. Only fires. I don't think Salazzle's likely a playable card. You played your thought process when deciding to which traders to include in the deck. I'm finding this should do good traders. It's hard to decide from deck to deck. A lot of it I'm not even certain on, if I'm being honest. Like, is it worth playing Budding Explorer in here with 2 Mews? Maybe. I decided to put 2 Leafs in the deck as opposed to 2 X speeds because Moltres and Arcanine both have 2 energy retreat costs. So that seems fine. Giovanni and Potion are about breakpoints. Giovanni lets Arcanine clear Starmie and Zapdos EXs in 1 hit. Yeah, this deck has mismatched Arcanines and mismatched Mews. It's kind of unplayable because of that, but we're gonna give it a try anyways. Potion, honestly, the second potion might be better as second X speed. Shuffling 2 Moltres to start is always pretty important. You never want to lead on a Growlithe. Grundle returns. Thank you for the 2 months of Prime. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I'd be kind of surprised if Volcreta is a very good card. Seems like a big ask. So, in this deck, Mew kind of serves a double purpose. So, Mew can be 130 HP wall that we then retreat out of to Arcanine or Budding Explorer out of to Arcanine after we build it up. Or, Mew could be a finisher against decks like Mewtwo and Charizard, which Moltres Arcanine has always struggled against Mewtwo and Charizard. But Arcanine as a card is very good against Pikachu EX, and with the addition of Celebi to the game, it clears everything in the Celebi deck in 1 other than EX Executor if they're playing that. Do you have one more advert before we dive into the game? I would like to give a shout out for our stream sponsor for the month, HelloFresh. If you haven't seen them before, they deliver meal ingredients delivered right to your door, fresh and ready to prepare. They come with these wonderful meal cards on it to give you a picture of what things are going to look like when you're done. And the cooking instructions on the back have pictures for every single step as well that are so easy even I could do it. If you want an excellent way to support my content, checking them out. They are global, all over the world, United States, most of Europe, Canada, etc. Using my link as a new customer is a great way to do that. At the end of the stream today, we're going to do something a little bit different. The last hour of the stream, we're actually going to be cooking one of my HelloFresh meals on stream. Hey, Renee, welcome back. I eat vegan. I am a vegetarian. I am not a vegan. I enjoy dairy. Jeff actually cooking gas. I actually do probably a majority of the cooking in my house. I enjoy the process of cooking, but I also really don't enjoy trying to figure out meal ingredients and going to the store, so HelloFresh is great for that. They're a service my wife and I use non-sponsored as well throughout the year. All right, immediately queued into Charizard here. Mew's gonna have to put in some work for us. Yes, if you subscribe to HelloFresh as a new customer using my link, you get a free breakfast item in your box every single week for the lifetime of your subscription remaining, which is great. I like my freebie. So what's the path to victory now? We retreat the Mew, and then we build up an Arcanine and try and get our first knockout with Arcanine, and then the Mew can clean out the Charizard after it comes up and knocks out the Arcanine? Ideally, we draw an X-Speed or a Leaf next turn so we can pull the Mew out without having to spend that energy to do so. Hey, remember when I said the second potion might be better as an X-Speed in this deck? Pepperidge Farm remembers. I'm gonna be super results-based and make that change after this game. Oh, I could have pulled it out with Budding Explorer. Yeah, maybe that's better. My bird is very upset that I missed the line. It's like, first off, Jeff, how dare you? Dang, someone should be tracking the Moltres coins. I really wish I could retreat while waiting for my opponent to flip coins. That would be ideal. Opponent's Moltres flipped 5 heads out of 6. We hit 4 heads out of 6, so we hit 0 out of 3. Maybe Charizard's an alright inclusion, I think. I messed up my thing there, but I think I'm still gonna put the other X-Speed in. Getting the right Pokemon up to start here has a ton of value, I think. It's also good at helping get Moltres out of the way when Arcanine's ready to attack. Goliath, thank you for the 28 months. Appreciate that. Oh my gosh, it put Psychic Energy in when I changed the card. Oh my god. The deck builder in this game is so bad. Like, it's actually insane how bad the deck editor is in this application. So terrible. The deck editor is so bad, I'm floored every time I open a YouTube deck highlight and the person for their deck tech is just scrolling the deck editor inside the application. The free breakfast item for the life of the subscription is not in all of the HelloFresh countries. It's definitely the US and I think Canada. The promo code gets you some type of discount everywhere. But the free breakfast item specifically is only some. Jeff, I have a mathematical question. What is the EV of new EV greater than 20 or less? I think the answer to that question is irrelevant. The new EV is better. Play the new EV. Hey, look, it's X Speed helping us shuffle the new Moltres up. Old EV. Old EV, always does 20 and is rarely useful doing that. New EV can high roll you games sometimes and win on the spot where you would otherwise be helpless. And the potential to have a chance to super high roll is worth a lot. Where do you live at, Rippers? South Africa. Yeah, that one's out of the list, unfortunately. All right, X Speed or Leaf. Let us clear the Rapidash and probably win the game this turn. Fine. Powering up Mew's actually okay in this matchup, right? Although I guess I could just power up another Arcanine if we draw Growlithe. That's better. Mew clears Ninetales in one with its own ability. Although it's interesting, Mew in this deck actually has to discard energy for Ninetales and Charizard because we're playing Fire Energy. That is correct. You cannot put Inferno Dance energy on Mew. Inferno Dance only attaches to Fire Energy. Bit of a low roll on trying to find our other energy reducers, but it is what it is. I think I'm going to Sabrina up the Ninetales here. I think they have a real hard time winning this game without their heavy hitter. I just want to go ahead and clear it out. Yeah, they're conceding once we do. Is there a way to ramp energy on colorless Pokemon? There is not any generic energy ramp in this game, no. It's all very specific and targeted. The idea of Kangaskhan in the Alakazam deck is you want to actually hit them for damage with one energy sad. You don't want to invest 3 in your starter. I mean, Superior should work with colorless Pokemon if you're using Grass Energy. Reading the cards in Pokemon Pocket, not even once. It's very rare that I click 3 buttons and give someone a timeout on the YouTube side, but you could have a 10-minute timeout for being wrong. Better to keep quiet and be thought a fool than to open your mouth and remove all doubt. That's the saying, right? Gyarados is actually pretty scary for our deck. It's one of the few big cards that Mew doesn't deal with and Arcanine can't clear. Dodge a Misty, we can dodge a ball. Do we get to play a game, Misty? We do! Yay, Misty! Arcanine clears the Vaporeon in one guaranteed, so I'm just gonna go ahead and evolve it out now so I don't get hit by like a random red card or something. Okari, glad you're enjoying both Pocket and Snap. I am too. Thanks for sticking around for an entire year and supporting what I do here. Them losing an energy here is a real big deal. Tempo Sabrina doesn't work. I've got Leafs at X speeds. I will burn this game to the ground. Leaf is a very good addition to Pokemon Pocket. I'm spending Leaf here rather than X speed because I have another Leaf and I don't have another supporter I want to play this turn. Gyarados survives 2 hits from the pupper. You think I want to power up this one? Burning a potion? Nah, not yet, right? I want to burn the potion because if they hit a heads on Misty, burning the potion lets me survive a Hyper Beam. It's only gonna take a few light years to power up that Gyarados. I mean, a single Misty Hedge would have done it with the washout. This means I die to a Giovanni if I don't draw another Arcanine. Because Articuno gets to attack next turn. Sad. Arcanine getting hit by an ice Pokemon with weakness offends my sensibilities. The Muse in my backline here mean I have a little bit of time. Don't even need it. Thank you, Arcanine. Yes, playing the Leaf earlier when I could have X-speeded pays off here, because it lets me X-speed plus play Sabrina as a supporter. Exactly correct. Lets us get a win we otherwise wouldn't have. Leaf is just better X speed. Just play 2 of each, gamers. Snap is a very nominal returning player reward, but it's very nominal. It's definitely not enough to build a deck when you come back. Are tournaments best of one? Some of the tournaments are best of one, but most of them are best of three. All the ones I play in are best of three, because I don't think best of one tournaments are very interesting. But different strokes for different folks. Other than them having first energy advantage, this is a decent start for us. There's a Friday night tournament and a Saturday afternoon tournament that I plan to play in. Maybe something on Sunday. Christy and the kids are going out of town, so there's a chance I play a third one on Sunday as well. After watching your stream content a bunch, it makes it harder to watch other streamers. Yeah, I'm really surprised how few people have adopted having overlays cut up a little bit. It's a little jarring whenever I open a stream and their pocket takes up less than half the screen that you're watching. Thanks, thank you for the 14 months. Appreciate that. Against their Zapdos lead, it's going to be pretty important that we find our one Giovanni here. Ooh. What intend to top deck our Giovanni? I think we just hope they don't triple heads us here on the Zapdos. I guess with the Sabrina in hand, triple heads might not even be the end of the world, because with Leaf, the Moltres is able to get in and attack here, right? All I heard is Leaf is basically double colorless energy. I mean, she's real good. She's the 2-star I want the most out of Mythical Island. Long term, we're gonna play a lot of Leaf. Ugh. What a lucker. I think with them drawing this Zapdos here too, that means we're dead. I needed them to not have a bench Pokemon that survives Heat Blast with the Sabrina. They had first energy advantage this game, right? Game's real close, considering. Wishing I had my copy of Potion here so I could survive the Pikachu hit. And I just don't have any. Let's hope they don't have X speed here to buy a turn, yeah? So our play to win line is X speed, do this. Put the other Moltres up and flip a bunch of heads. Yeah, I guess that works. Is that the line? Actually, I actually only need 2 heads on this, right? Because if I hit 2 heads, I can X speed it out. Maybe they don't have the X speed, chat. If they don't have the X speed, I get an extra turn, but they haven't played any of those yet, right? Yeah. 15 cards into their deck. If I draw Mew, we can retreat to Mew and buy a turn. There's 2 Mews in my deck. Man, are we gonna stall this out? They have second Sabrina. My second Sabrina? No, it's first Sabrina. All right, I need my second copy of Leaf now. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, lizard on a chair, take my hand. We'll make it, I swear. Do-do, be-do-do-do-do. Gotta fade second Sabrina. Assuredly, they don't have room for 2 Sabrinas in their deck anymore, right? Never in a million years do they have room for second Sabrina. Survey says we're dead to Raichu X-Speed Lieutenant Surge as well. Man, that was a sweet navigation, gamers. That was a sweet navigation. Pupper, I choose you. Beep, beep, beep. All right, I think I want to do I think we're gonna do a couple of sets of this. This one could be a really good choice for this weekend, I think. Do I stream the tournaments? I do not. Tournaments tend to have a lot of downtime, which leads to not good viewer numbers. I do video editing and other stuff around the house in between rounds. They have first energy advantage here, but us having Moltres with the leaf to shuffle it up should mean we're pretty favored. Having 4x speeds to fix your turn 1 in these spots is real good too. Let's text craft chat. It wins the mirror 100% of the time. Hey, when I double tap through and accidentally clear and can't, thanks. Just trying to get through the 800 screens at the end of it and bump past it sometimes. Psychic Gaming. Need one baby pupper, please, deck. It is a very adorable Mew. I think I'm just powering up Mew to start. Hey, thanks for the 6 months, Agent Hookie. Appreciate you keeping me around. Welcome back. We're really kind of hoping for another basic of anything, so that way they can't get us with Switch plus the Sabrina. Nice. If this is Growlithe, I might use Moltres Inferno Dance this turn, since this is already set up with 3. I might Inferno Dance anyways. I think that's plus EV, right? All fired up and ready to go. I'm curious to see how they navigate from here, because it feels like we're pretty far ahead, yeah? Literally none of my cards mattered, yeah? I guess the leaf was kind of okay. I'm gonna do this to threaten the knockout on here. I am struggling to find a sequence of plays in my brain that lets them win from here. Things that don't change the breakpoints for 100. Double speed Mew would have gotten a knockout there, right? Sure, but then I lose the Mew on the backswing to the Mewtwo EX. As long as the Mew's on my bench, the Mewtwo EX can't come up unless it's winning the game. They could have a copy of Blue here. Blue would let them beat us unless we top deck our Giovanni. Yeah, no copy of Blue. The game is done because we have Mew here. I would not be surprised to see Blue become a staple in Mewtwo decks moving forward to counter Mew EXs, which would make playing 2 Giovannis more important in this build. But this feels really clean. Arcanine EX had a very good Pikachu EX matchup, but struggled into Mewtwo, and getting to play Mew to fix this matchup seems like a big upgrade for us. Blue feels slept on. Blue is a metagame card that you play for very specific breakpoints. Part of me wants to be really aggro and put the second Giovanni in here and just not play the potions. I don't know. I think that'll be a metagame call. I think I'm gonna look at what people are playing in Mewtwo leading into tomorrow night's tournament. If there's a lot of blues in the top performing list, I'll play the second Giovanni. Otherwise, I'll play the potion. I want to play some more of this that's feeling real clean. We're going to take a brief pause for the cause on the in-between and roll some adverts, though. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. Don't go anywhere. We got plenty more Pokemon Pocket coming up here today. Cardio! Cardio! Pedaling, we're pedaling. This deck looks good to counter the metagame. Yeah, if you want to stay one step ahead of things. Or some of the most competitive Pokemon Pocket Brewing content that exists right now. We'll cover the tournament decks that are putting up results, but we also try and get out ahead of them. Should I play X-Speed or Leaf in an Eggs Pidgeot deck? I'd just Coward Split it, probably. Decent 5th basics, probably like a Tauros or a Mew EX. Alright, ads are done. Pedaling's done for now. Let's stand up for a little bit. Play some more Arcanine, huh? Yeah, my bike and my standing desk and my regular chair are all made by a company called Flex-a-Spot. You can find their links for US and Canada there in chat. They've been a long-time sponsor here of the stream. Berserker, thanks for the 20 buns. Jeff, your shirt looks great, thanks. My Into the AM designs are very colorful and comfortable. It's not the other basic I wanted for Christmas. Hey, it's the Bull Trace I wanted for Christmas. Leaf and X-Speed are just so good. Holy. I'm gonna go ahead and evolve the Growlithe here to play around Ninetales Sabrina. Rip. Alicia, thank you for the 1.5 years. Appreciate the support. Welcome back. Never lucky. I mean, unironically, even if they have Ninetales here, this Arcanine might get powered up and just solo them, yeah? Because they have to keep committing energies to Ninetales for her to work. Which means they don't have time to power up anything else that's very strong. And Arcanine one-shots everything in their deck. Maybe the Inferno Onrush means that they'll have enough time to get through us. Sabrina's interesting. Huh? Open for another basic. Without another basic, we're in trouble if they have second Sabrina, but I just don't have the tools to play around that. I think this is still the best line. Them getting a big hit in here on Arcanine, though, means that they'll be able to clear it out with something else, potentially. Yeah, new Rapidash is definitely worse for them than old Rapidash here. Old Rapidash would threaten to clear my Arcanine EX for 1 energy after it clears the Ninetales. New Ponyta could high roll for 40, though. Opponent's got us on the back foot a little bit here, but a large part of that is the fact that, like, They have to keep committing their energies to the Ninetales every turn. I think I want to leave myself the ability to attack with this, yeah? Yeah, if they had OG9 Rapidash, we'd be in trouble here. Now they have to flip a coin. The fact that I use Leaf means even if they win this coin flip, my Moltres can clear this Ponyta, though. So, with that, I think this X speed means I lock the game up, yeah? Because I go energy here, X speed out the Arcanine. And then Arcanine can clear anything in their deck in one go. And it's one energy away from attacking. So we Heat Blast this, clean it out. And then even if they somehow clear the Moltres, they don't have any knockout points, and we can put the Arcanine back in and get the win. And we're insulated from a copy of Sabrina showing up because of... Oh, I should have put the Mew out. Let's talk it and click in. That's fine, we have the Moltres. X-Speeded Leaf generated so much energy this game. We just had 8 extra energy of retreats. Actually crazy. Yeah, we navigated around giving up any points there. It's funny to me, as problematic as Misty is as a card, people don't evaluate Leaf the same way in terms of being a powerful energy card. I mean, Misty is objectively not problematic from a power level perspective. Misty is a kind of frustrating card and arguably not a good design. But from a pure power level of what the card is doing, Misty has not proven itself to be too strong in tournament settings where people are being competitive. Misty, as far as generating energy goes, is also a card that explicitly generates energy that can be... Misty generates energy that can be used proactively to knock you out, whereas the energy Leaf is generating is utility/defensive energy to move Pokemon around. Yes. Yeah, Leaf, or more concise, I like what Spurdiel said there in chat. Leaf saves you energy that already exists. It doesn't get you ahead in terms of attacks. It's a block as opposed to a punch, whatever you want to call it. I think people undervalue retreating. Yeah. That's why they don't play enough basic Pokemon. They want to just put their giant cannons up and blast away. Honestly, 2 heads there on the Moltres with the X-Speed in hand probably means this game is done, yeah? We get to start blasting with the Arcanine next turn? At full health? Full health? I think I'm holding on to the Leaf for now and just X-Speeding because this being at 60 probably means I'm not attacking with it. Choosing not to put damage on my Arcanine is a choice. The discounted retreating shall continue until morale improves. Yeah, my top full art wants in order right now are Leaf, Arcanine, and Starmie. I have 0 Leaf, 1 Arcanine, 1 Starmie. I love these decks with heavy position juggling. Feels very satisfying at skill testing. Yeah, I agree with that. Actually... I'm gonna swap this out so we don't lose the Arcanine to Ninetales Blade next turn. I think that's our lose condition. Oh, we have 2 knockout points here already, so their old picks bought them some time, but we're done. Hey, KP, thank you for the Prime support. There's a ton of great people on Twitch you can send that to every month. Thanks for sending it this way. That direct support is a big part of why this is able to be my job. Thanks for keeping me around. Couldn't you have just won the game? My Arcanine didn't do any damage, gamers, for those half paying attention. Hey, Ape, thanks for the half a year. Thanks, Cave. Trill Brady, thank you for the 5 months. Appreciate it. Man, I might have to play 3 tournaments this weekend just so I can try out 3 different decks. I got so many things. I was hoping to narrow down things I wanted to play by figuring out some of them were bad, but everything feels very reasonable. Yeah, I agree, Hedge. As someone who really enjoys building off-meta decks, last season, most of my off-meta decks were just auto-concedes to Charizard and sometimes Mewtwo, and the fact that I can now just top-end Mew and literally anything to have counterplay there is such a big deal. It's also really interesting to me the way the resource system in this game works, where a counter card like Mew EX is way less toxic than like Shang-Chi's and Killmongers coming from Marvel Snap. Like one of your finest Moltres, please. Can I win a coin flip? I cannot. Never lucky. Although... Can I start powering this up, maybe? Getting this to 2, it gives me a lot of value over how they can position. As a non-snapper, what do you mean by that? Marvel Snap's anti-meta cards are really polarizing, and you can kind of win the game with one of them by doing nothing else over the entire course of the game. Like, literally the only decision or thing that will matter over the course of the game is, did your opponent draw their card that hoses you? There's very little I can sequence or play around it. I think this deck will struggle against Mewtwo. I mean, well, this'll kind of be the tester, right? They have Gardevoir on curve, and I'm missing Moltres, is what's going on here right now. So can I beat them when they have Gardevoir on curve and I'm missing Moltres? If I win this game, I think it means this matchup's probably fine. They have kind of a best possible start, and we're having a real clunky one. I thought the base set was pretty well balanced, but it's pretty clear the first section of base 3+1 is really extra balanced as a whole. Yeah, I agree with that. This is fine because they can't Giovanni me, right? If they have second Sabrina here, I could be in trouble. Because I'd be forced to put up Arcanine or Mew. If they don't have second Sabrina and I draw X speed, I think we're good to go. We're not going to be able to win this game is going to happen if they can potentially power up 2 copies of Mewtwo. I mean, how do they win the game from here? Can they? How do they win the game from here, chat? If they put up Mewtwo EX, I kill it with Mew. If they put up anything else, Arcanine plus Giovanni clears them. This is a really fitting game to be happening after someone in chat said I think this deck has a bad Mewtwo matchup. Incredibly fitting game. I think this is a perfect example of the theory craft we're looking for with this deck. From a, okay, Mew EX fixes the bad matchup. Oh my gosh! After saying we'll struggle into Mewtwo, they then came back and doubled down and said the Mewtwo deck is just OP. That's truly the card gamer special. Why build better decks to counter the powerful meta decks when you could just complain they're OP? Couldn't possibly make better deck building choices, just gotta complain. I would like to say maybe we'll inspire you, but I know you're just gonna leave and complain somewhere else now. Silly gamers. I'm only playing one Giovanni, but if I'm being honest, I'm torn on if I want to. It's very possible we want to. I'm playing one potion, one Geo, and it might. I think I'm coming around to 2 Geos. I think the Mewtwo deck will probably innovate to play blue to try and counter Mew, and that makes Giovanni more important. Calculating raw potion breakpoints in an Arcanine deck is tricky because, what's the word I'm searching for? Because your Arcanine self-damages while it attacks. Yeah, even past them playing blue, Giovanni clearing, Mew and, Zapdos EX in one shot is good. Blue is so bad it should be -20. Not at all. I think blue's a really well-designed card from a game's perspective. And I think blue is a well-designed card from a flavor perspective, the fact that it counters Giovanni exactly. Every time we edit, make sure we take the psychic energy out. All right, that was a good set, but I think I'm ready to move on to something else. Let's try this pile. Time to get a little egg on our face, Chip. We will be literally cooking at the end of the stream thanks to our HelloFresh sponsor today as well. I was like, that's not going to be too much later. We're going to play Pocket for a little bit more. We're going to play some Snap. And then we'll play, we'll be cooking at the very end. Double basics here are great. Leaf means I can shuffle Executor in and attack next turn. Or a cookie. I have a chickpea dish that we'll be cooking for dinner. How do you like Doom 2099? Doom 2099 seems like a powerful Marvel Snap card that's incredibly boring. Any card that's optimal in a Sandman deck is probably one I personally am not going to play a lot of. You tried Double Bounce yet? Explorer plus Koga. I don't think you want that. I enjoy playing a Mew as a top-ended Weezing, but I don't think you necessarily want to Play the Explorer in there with it. Why Tauros over Mew here? My dear gamer in Christ. Are we looking at my bench? The potion here means Giovanni can't clear their Mew, which is a little unfortunate. I think Pocket has the single-handed best tournament / most thriving community tournament scene I've ever seen in any digital card game. Already having the infrastructure there from Pokemon TCG Live is such a huge boon. A lot of people have their brains broken by the idea that ranked ladders are competitive, when in reality, ranked ladders are designed to keep you running on a hamster wheel to get you to play more and really have very little to do with play skill. Tournament settings are far more competitive than ranked ladders. Potion is great here because it means that Mewtwo can't clear me in one unless they have a Giovanni. I think I'd rather Potion than Erica. It's honestly kind of close, though. That knockout's also solid for us because it means they can't run back the DL10 next turn. And now we've got a knockout point, and we're at the situation that comes up when you have Mew to counter Mewtwo, which is like, they literally can't put Mewtwo into play unless they have a blue or the ability to win the game with it on the spot. Mew EX with 2 energies, good luck, Godspeed. You gotta clear this and then put this up. And this thing is trucking, chat. Lots of damages here. I would definitely personally prefer if the person who lost in the tournament setting could choose to go first or second the next game, but it's pretty nominal overall. That variance balances out long-term over the course of a tournament. Is Tauros just a wall here? So Tauros is a good card because it's not a... Tauros is a good card because it's not limited to one role. It can be a wall when you need a wall, but Tauros is also just a good attacker against Pikachu and Celebi. So it's got flexibility for you. What do we think about Ericaing this turn so they can't knock us out with Mew? I think I like that, yeah? Should every deck run Sabrina? I think most decks should probably have at least one Sabrina. It's a great utility card that's really good at punishing people that don't play enough basic Pokemon. Their line to win this game involves using this Gardevoir, I think. They need to clear this Executor with the Gardevoir and force us to put something else up into play. Yep. We're not quite out of the woods yet, because my Executor is so low. They're dead to X-Speed off the top. They were dead to both X-Speed... I was gonna say and Leaf, but no, I needed to Sabrina. Huh? Now, I suppose if I Giovanni this turn, I can top deck another Giovanni to have Mew clear this next turn, even if I hit Tails. Oh, I don't even need the other Giovanni. They're just at 60. Yeah, this is fine. And they have to put both their energies on Gardevoir to clear the Executor this turn. So if they clear the Executor, my genome hacking clears the Gardevoir, and then their Mewtwo is not set up enough to get the game win. And then my Sabrina could hopefully win us the game. Are tournaments just for creators, or how do people join? Most tournaments are completely open entry. In fact, most creators don't play in tournaments. In fact, next time you see a content creator tell you that their deck is busted or broken or needs to be nerfed, you should ask them how many tournaments they've played in with it. Because I would bet you dollars to donuts most people making claims like those are simply beating 5 random people in these matches on here, where most people aren't trying particularly hard. Anything can look good cut up in a 5-match highlight for a YouTube video. Exit Sad, thank you for the 12 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. This is an incredibly strange play. They're dead to Sabrina now, yeah? Because all their bench are EX. So I Sabrina them. If they put Mewtwo EX up, Mew kills it. If they put Mew EX up, Executor kills it. Yep. Throw the deck list up on screen for people who have been asking. Like, this brew's got some sweet legs to it. You know what else is pretty sweet, chat? My wonderful lunch. My wife and I always get the 4 servings HelloFresh for the 2 of us, so that way I can have leftovers the following day. And dinner for last night was lemony spaghetti with Brussels sprouts. If you've never seen HelloFresh before, they deliver ingredients fresh and ready to prepare right to your door with these awesome instruction cards that have clear pictures and things written down to help you go ahead and get cooking. I was always someone who was interested in learning to cook, but I never quite knew where to get started. And HelloFresh is a great way to try out a ton of different meals and cut through the kind of mess that is trying to figure out proportions and things like that on top of learning to cook yourself. If you enjoy my content and you want an easy way to support, consider checking out HelloFresh using my link in chat. It's the equivalent of gifting a whole bunch of subs to the channels. I get a little bit of a kickback when people use that, so I appreciate the folks that do. At the end of the stream today, we're going to be doing something a little bit different as well, which will actually be cooking tonight's dinner live on stream, which should be fun. Post that on the YouTube site as well. All right, I'm gonna roll some Twitch ads while I stuff my face. Shout out to HelloFresh for giving food to feed me. My wife and I use HelloFresh outside of the sponsored time, but I get a free box. One of my weeks is comped when we do the sponsor, so. See you in a couple minutes. I'm gonna scarf down some lunch. We're gonna play some more Eggs Mew when we return. I'm gonna play tournaments on Friday and Saturday for sure. I might play Sunday as well, because my wife's gonna be out of town. Might just spend the weekend playing Pocket. Little bit of breadcrumb topping on top of the pasta. Gives it lovely texture and flavor. There are tournaments literally 7 days a week on Limitless. Are there stakes in the tournaments or just bragging rights? I believe the one I'm signed up for Friday night has a $50 or $100 prize pool for top finishers to split. And the Saturday one has a $300 or $400 prize pool. But they range from just bragging rights to small amounts of money. The ones that have actual dollars attached to them tend to have larger tournament participation. Like Ursi Day Saturday tournament with the few $100 prize pool probably have 1,000 plus people playing in it. HelloFresh always has at least a couple vegan options week to week. I don't know the exact number. I'm a vegetarian, and as far as vegetarian stuff goes, HelloFresh always has like 6 or 7 things for me to pick from out of the 30 or so meals you can pick from every week. No, I won't stream the games live, but I'll record them. And if there's games worth posting, I'll post the games over the weekend. Love the editor, cut them up and post them. Is there a way to buy shop tickets and pockets? I like the cosmetic lock behind the tickets. To get those, do I have to hoard hourglass? You get the shop tickets, Niv, from turning your extra full art cards into them. So just opening packs gets you more full arts, which turn into the special shop tickets. Who is my editor? For the sake of not doxing my editor, I'm not going to give out their name on stream. They are not a content creator. They're just an individual who works with me. If you're someone interested in hiring them, reach out to me in private. I'd be happy to give you their contact information in private. It's a real shame I don't have an execute to start here. My Mew and my Tauros do not line up well into what our opponent has going on so far. Yeah, I'm very happy with the work my editor does. I think we easily have some of the highest quality stuff on the YouTube side in the Pokemon Pocket space. They're very good at what they do. Unfortunately, I think the Starmie Vaporeon deck really needs Gyarados as a finisher. Does editor work for other content creators or just you? I think I'm the only person they're working with right now. Honestly, this first energy here might have been wrong. I probably should have powered up Mew to start. Does Genome change the text on Stolen Hydro Pump to account for energy with you? It does not. It's one of the reasons why things like Blastoise EX line up better into Mew than Charizard does. That is not the Executor I wanted for Christmas, gamers. Thank you for the 10 gifted subs. That's super generous of you. Good afternoon. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should have put the energy on the Executor last turn, or so that way if I hit like this, because I was thinking I would just Leaf this out, but because Leaf is also a supporter, I actually can't retreat this turn and get in with this. Hope your Thursday's going well, Necker. We're going to be kicking over to Snap in about an hour or so after the rollover. I was just not a fan of the feature location today. Oh, you've been loving Pocket also. Things you'll love to hear. I actually think I'm not playing this other Tauros out. Because I think given that they're a Gyarados deck, I would like to potentially build up another Executor EX, because 160 survives the 140 hit. And they're threatening Vaporeon with Gyarados next turn. Oh, punish for not potioning or Taurosing. Because I can't put the Mew up because the Mew would die to Vaporeon Gyarados. Is it just me, or does it feel less bad when you lose in Pocket versus Step? So, in addition to Pocket not having a ranked ladder to keep you sliding up and down on, Pocket also tends to feel less bad to lose in because there's no super polarized tech cards that just invalidate your whole deck. A lot of the non-games that happen in Pocket are due to like draw variance. You don't just like lose a game in Pocket because your opponent drew their Shang-Chi. Yeah, never having to get emoted also definitely helps in the feels department. Draws in Pocket feel worse than bad draws in Snap. Yeah, that's because Snap's designed in a way where your deck is never non-functional. You always kind of get to play in Snap. Whereas in Pocket, there's a bunch of games where, like, oh, just got. Well, they haven't drawn Gyarados yet. That's good for us. What do we think of Mew to try and paralyze them? I think that's our out to win. I think if we hit heads on this genome hacking and they get to finish with Executor, we can beat them drawing Gyarados. Obviously, I'm dead to them top decking Gyarados with this line, but I think this is our out to play around it. You don't mind me asking, how have metrics been since you added Pocket to your stream? Pocket metrics are still worse on average for viewer count than Marvel Snap is, but Marvel Snap numbers in general are trending down, and Pocket numbers have been trending up. All right, gotta win another coin flip here. Even if we win another coin flip, we might just be done here still. We've navigated the best we can, but not sure we're gonna be able to get through this Gyarados. Oh yeah, I'm out of leafs, right? It took them a while to find their Gyaradoses, but I wouldn't expect the deck we're playing to be good against Gyarados. Our tools line up well into the rest of the format, but that one's going to be one that we suck. If you don't send someone a ticket, you're a petty person. I don't agree with that. I think there's a handful of very valid reasons to not send someone a ticket. They roped me. They spent that last turn playing on a bunch of cards they didn't have to play to actually win the game. Those are the primary two. Yeah, those I think both of those are a good reason not to send someone a thanks at the end of the match. I'll be petty and not sending it. Not sending a thanks because they flipped heads on Misty is petty, but I'll admit that I do that too. I don't think the other two are petty. Asking for full heal. I think a full heal that was like a supporter that healed 10 and cleared status conditions would be something I'd play in some decks. But like just a general item card that all it does is clear status conditions, I don't think that's good in the current meta. I don't think you'd play that card. Oh man, chat. There's 200 players. Oh, I get the number right. There's a 216 player Pokemon Pocket tournament going on right now. And Celebi's having its best performance ever after the first 2 rounds. 2 rounds in, Celebi currently has a 47% win rate. Holy. Moving on up. Or can you watch the tournament? Most tournaments don't have official broadcasts. There's no spectator mode or anything like that in this client. And as always, if you want to know the results of a bunch of the different community tournaments, I'll have a tournament roundup video go up Sunday night or Monday morning once we've had the biggest events that get played over the weekend. Our lack of Executor here means we're going to have a hard time against their non-Celebi things. Where do you follow it then? LimitlessTCG.com. All of the tournaments you can enter there, and you can click through and find all the data that I pull and reference. Yeah, I think this is Lilligant. It's just gonna like leaf supply my Tauros out here. I don't know that I'm vibing on this deck, chat. I feel like I'm ready to move on. Our games without Executor feel real limp, which I'm not into. You think Celebi's performance is a learning curve thing, or what's holding it back? I think it's probably not optimized. The early tournaments that we've seen so far show it has a really bad Mewtwo matchup. So I wouldn't be surprised if the best performing Celebi decks end up playing Mew EX as well. Will you run any Hoaglandia tournaments? I think maybe after the second set, I might take a crack at running some tournaments. But as of right now, I don't think I'm interested. Yeah, there were a lot of people who like failed to learn from lessons of past deck optimization. I've seen a lot of people posting and playing Celebi lists that only have 4 basics in it, and I really can't emphasize enough, you should basically never be playing only 4 basics. Arcanine, thank you for the 18 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I think the Gyarados deck will be tier 1. No idea. I don't like assigning tiers to things with 0 data. Four basics is fine if you're only making YouTube highlights. That's true. That's true. If you build an inconsistent bad deck and just need to get a YouTube highlight out of it, 4 basics is fine. Facts. People are sleeping on Pidgeot. I think Pidgeot EX is sweet. That'll actually be, once we're done with the pocket portion of the live stream today, I'm going to be hitting publish on a Pidgeot EX deck highlight on the Hoaglandia Pocket channel. Didn't deal infinite damage. Unlucky. It's true, you know. Alright, Misty, do we get to play a game or are we done here? Misty said we're done. Cool. Dear Pokemon Pocket, please let me wait, what? Oh, I didn't realize they Mistied the Magikarp. Of all the choices, I guess we're playing a game until... Oh, shoot. Never mind. Hold on. Hold on. That's fine. We were mostly dead to them. I swapped the full art Mew into this deck, and the stupid deck editor added Psychic Energy. Hate the deck editor in this application so much. So annoying. So when someone sends you an email back asking you for a follow-up on something and you followed up with them 2 weeks ago and they missed it, rip. As per my last email. My follow-up to the previous email was also me responding to their request asking for a phone call with, no, can you just write down the details in an email and send them to me, please? I no longer work in corporate America. Please don't make me take a call. I don't have to. Just write it down. Jeff, do you dabble in any single-player games or just stick to live service PvP games? Almost all of the games I play off-stream are single-player games. Genshin Impact's probably my most played off-stream game, and that's kind of both. There's no PvP in it, but it is live service. Oh, I messed up. I should have Pokeballed before I put my energy on. I definitely would have put the fire on Eevee instead. It's a pretty big mistake. You play the Genshin TCG. I played a bit of the Genshin TCG, but there's just no content metrics for it, and it's so hard to play card games casually. I'm gonna leave here, actually, because I have 2 of them. Second Dinner has announced they're implementing 2 Band-Aid changes to card acquisition in the January patch. They are going to be doubling the amount of Series 3 cards players get per 9 caches from 2 to 4. And they are going to be changing the random card pity slot from 1,000 tokens to 2,000 tokens. That doesn't fix everything, but those are 2 decent stopgaps. The shame our egg never flips heads when we need it. Unironically, the Genshin Impact in-client TCG is more feature complete and has more clean animations and gameplay than most standalone card game clients. Like, it probably has more robust animations and features than Pokemon Pocket does. Zeldin, thank you for the entire year of support. Welcome back. It's actually got, like, pretty solid gameplay itself, too. I haven't played it in probably about half a year or so, but I played a bunch of it and actually played in a few tournaments for it. It's got pretty solid gameplay overall, in my opinion. I think, mechanically speaking, the Genshin TCG is very good. Yeah, it's just, the problem is, you can't just play the Genshin TCG. You have to play actual Genshin Impact, the RPG, for like 25 hours before you unlock their TCG. And their TCG actually isn't monetized. You can only get the cards for free by playing the game. I think if the Genshin TCG had a standalone client you could just pick up and play, it would be huge. And Hoyoverse just has like billions of dollars with a B, and they have like esports style tournaments for their game that's just a mini side game. That's really rather amusing. They launched a standalone TCG client in China, or they launched a paper card game in China. Gwent did eventually become a standalone, you're right. Yeah, I heard they were printing physical cards. I don't think they're making a standalone digital client. I should really make Genshin pay me before I say stuff like this, but just to add a little bit extra, if you're someone that's never poked at Genshin and anime artwork doesn't bother you or you enjoy it, it's a genuinely good open world RPG. And it's the big thing that makes Genshin so nice is it's only a single player game, so there's no whale hunting like them pressuring you to spend money to keep up with someone else. Is a really, really good design and one of the reasons why I've stuck with it for so long. Do you have any thoughts on the new Riot paper card game? I know nothing about it other than it exists. Feels like we're in a pretty good spot here, yeah? I'm someone who's like a former endgame Raid Shadow Legends player. So when I started Genshin, I was super jaded going in. And like the first time I played, I was like, oh, this is like just actually a good game where you could just like spend money to buy characters faster. I think this game's done, yeah? With Flareon powered up on the bench, this Tails with the Giovanni clears their egg. And then Flareon clears their Celebi or whatever else they put up in one go here. Is there a storyline in Genshin? Yeah, it's a full open world RPG. There's hundreds of hours of fully voice acted main quest line. And then there's hundreds of hours more of open world exploration style gameplay as well. I think it's pretty unlikely that I get into any physical card games. I can't imagine getting into Genshin today with 5 full regions to explore. I mean, there's just that much more content, right? There's just so much stuff to see. It's literally just a single player game that just like has infinite content. You just like play it at your own pace. Yeah, you're not competing with anybody. There's no PvP endgame. Do you think Pocket needs a rank system? Nope. I think rank systems are atrocious and they make games like Pokemon Pocket worse. There's also a very nonsense understanding where people think ranked modes are competitive. They're not. Ranked modes are not designed to measure skill. They're designed to create a hamster wheel to get you to play the game more. Any system where you can offset a lower win rate by playing more games is not skill testing. I think one of the best things about Pokemon Pocket's structure is the fact that I only need to play games when I want to play games because they're fun. If you need a carrot in front of you to get you to play your video game, you should take a step back and assess why playing the game itself isn't fun and you need a carrot. Because if you need the carrot, you're probably not really enjoying the game itself, and maybe you should find something you actually find fun instead. I think it's absolutely awesome design, especially as we're almost in 2025, that I can just log in and open 2 booster packs per day and be free to play Optimal while doing that. It's great that the game has a robust, fun card game for me to play when I want to experience that, but also when I don't have time or I'm not enjoying the meta, I can just do that. Yes, that's true. Ranked mode, past being a hamster wheel to get you to play more, is also an incentive to spend money to get rewards. I think the PvP events that Pokemon Pocket has done, where the actual progression rewards are only tied to participating and not to winning games, are a perfect balance. I think there's nominal cosmetics for actually winning in them. Some players enjoy grinding. That's great for them. I'm all ground out. I'm 33 years old and I have 3 small children. I want my games to be fun, not tedious. Speaking of things that are tedious, enjoy these adverts. We're going to play some more with this Executor Flareon deck when we return. Thanks for hanging out. Don't go anywhere, gamers. How to run and fill my water bottle. Beer me. I did see it. I'm gonna talk about the snap announcement in a little bit once we start snapping today. I'll write a tweet and post it out. I'll play a little bit more Pocket before the rollover though. Have I tried the Bazaar? I have not. 99% of my off-stream gaming time is done on my my cell phone or my PlayStation 5. So if a game doesn't exist on one of those platforms, I generally don't touch it outside of sponsored opportunities. Boom! Thank you for the entire year. Welcome back. Esports Eevee in the house. Yes, sir. Ooh, Joltik Zapdos Mew. Pardon, a fellow chef. This game forces casual matches. And Snap forces ranked. See, the mistake in your point there, Jada, is thinking that Snap's ranked mode is competitive. Snap's ranked mode is not remotely competitive. You're just beaten and abused by these predatory mobile game systems to think that it's a measure of skill as opposed to a measure of endurance and how much you actually play. Also, Pocket really doesn't force you to play anything. I guess you could be forced to play 10 games over like a 3-week period for their PvP events. But like, that's a pretty big difference compared to other things. Compared to how many games it takes that you have to actually win inside of a game like Snap. You have an idea what days you're going to be live next week? I assume every day other than actual Christmas, I will be live next week. Oh, you know what? I done messed up, chat. They're going to X-speed and evolve this Joltik, and we're going to concede the game. Yes, you also can literally queue and concede 10 times to get the rewards. You don't even actually have to play at all. And that's one of the things that a lot of people are so broken by these games forcing you to play ranked that the existence of there being the option to only collect means people have taken it to mean the game can't be competitive. Pocket's thriving tournament scene is the most competitive gameplay experience I've ever had in a digital card game. Ranked isn't competitive. Ranked is just a casual mode that's a hamster wheel, Jana. You keep saying it's not casual, but it is. It's just casual with a dose of manipulative abuse dashed into it. Any game mode where you can play more to offset your ability to lose is not a competitive game mode. Full stop. It's not. You wanna know what's competitive, chat? What's competitive is right now on a freaking Thursday afternoon. There's a 180 player Pocket tournament going on and a 216 player Pocket tournament going on. And if I look back in the last week, there was a 256 player one last night. There was a 139 player one, 180, 128. And then we get back to the previous, where's the previous weekend up here? 1,500 people for a tournament last Saturday. This Saturday will probably be 1,500 again. Here's one that had almost 600 people in it. The community tournament scene is actually insane. And actual tournaments is competitive. They're not a ranked ladder where you could just play more to overcome the fact that you suck. It's fine if you get joy and your brain gets dopamine from watching your number go up. If watching your number go up from playing more brings you joy, find your joy. Just don't come into my chat and lie to me and tell me that it's competitive, because it's not. For tournaments that have 1,500 people in it, do those tournaments take like 4 hours? Try 10. They're a long day. What makes it competitive is people playing for something which gives them an incentive to try harder. My dear gamer in Christ, do you not see how many freaking Mewtwo and Pikachu decks I play against? In this non-competitive thing where there's no stakes. The big mistake you're making in your assumption there is that everybody cares equally. Esports EV! Got him! Good night. I do not think Aerodactyl is likely I do not think Aerodactyl is a competitive card. When I play a poker game where everybody bought in for 10 bucks, we're all technically playing for some amount of stakes. But like, let's be honest, it was nominal for most all of the people involved. We're not there because of the stakes. In a random ladder game where at the end of playing 300 or 400 games or whatever it takes, you get $4 of in-game currency or whatever, that doesn't really make it, oh, people are taking this super seriously and it's hardcore competitive because there's something on the line. The actual value of any individual singular game played is so incredibly low. All right, Evie, I'm gonna need you to do one better than last time for me, bud. We're in a bad spot here. Rip, Evie's tired. And again, I really want to make it clear that I am not trying to yuck your yum. If running on a ranked hamster wheel gives you joy in other games and you just like watching the number go up, you should find your joy. I'm simply asking for you not to project your feelings on what you think those game modes are, as opposed to understanding the reality of what they actually are. Chuki, thank you for the 63 months. Welcome back. That's all I would ask of you as a gamer. We're very dead with the evolutions at this point. We'll move along. Yeah, my kids love Cookie Clicker. I don't find any joy in it whatsoever, and it's weird to me, but more power to them. What deck are we playing? We're playing Leafeon Waiting Room. You played a Pikachu in the last 20 games. Pikachu actually isn't super popular in the random queues. Mewtwo and Celebi have been the most popular recently. And then Misty next after those two. I don't want to upset you. I would like the record to reflect that just because I'm not whispering into my microphone and I'm confident in the things that I am saying, I am not upset right now. There's a big difference in me understanding the reality of what something is and saying you should acknowledge it and being like, I'm mad. I've been streaming for over a decade, chat. I think the number of times I've been truly mad on stream, I could probably count on one hand. And basically all of those times I was truly mad, not because of gameplay related reasons or card games. Usually some racist or fascist dipstick. Is it redundant to say racist fascist? It might be. Alright, we found an Executor, gamers. I think I'm actually leafing here, because I want to build up a Flareon in the back. Harding, thank you for the 5 months. Appreciate that. Welcome back. Not gonna try an esports Eevee the Gyarados. No, I think we'll take the tropical swing consistency. Is Tempo Sabrina worse than the introduction of Leaf? I mean, it's mostly that I just want to kill their one with the energy on it. I don't think Sabrina here is very good. Oh, you're saying their Sabrina was worse? Yeah, probably. I think it's accurate to say that Tempo Sabrina is worse in general. What do you think of Shadow? I don't know. Card doesn't read as particularly insane to me. So this is the disconnect here, John, and I'm glad you brought this back up. You said, if casual's the only way to exist. That's not what I said. I didn't say casual is the only way to play games. I said ranked ladders are not competitive, and if your goal is to have a competitive outlet, ranked ladders are not that. Systems where you can spend more time to offset your ability to lose games are not a competitive system. And that's often the people talking past each other is, I'm telling you I don't want ranked, and you're saying I want ranked because it's competitive, and I'm telling you ranked is not a competitive system. Because, well, it's not. Yeah, to use your sports analogy, in a competitive sports league, if I win one game and lose one game, I can't just play 50 more games to make up for the fact that I started off 50-50. That's why the community tournaments that I keep referencing are very different. Am I building up a Mew? I think I'm building up a Mew at this point. But that will always be the nature of TCGs in general. That's not true. You're right that the nature of existing card games is that they explicitly design their ladders so you are rewarded for playing more as opposed to being good. But you can design a ranked ladder to make it so losing hurts you more than winning gains you. But the problem with those systems, and the reason why they don't get implemented, is because a system that's a ranked ladder that truly measures skill discourages people from playing the game. Because if you're someone who knows you're risking more from losing than you will gain from winning, at a certain point it becomes optimal to stop playing the game. And ranked ladders exist to make people play the games more, because again, QED, back to my point, ranked ladders are not competitive because they're an engagement driver, not a system designed to measure skill. Yes, oh, so old Magic the Gathering and old Pokemon TCG actually too used true ELO systems for tournaments for a long time, and it created these weird incentives where you'd like start playing in a tournament and you'd be 2-0 or 3-0 in the tournament, and you'd be like, well, 3-0 in this tournament means my ELO locks me for Worlds, and if I lose the next 2 rounds, I'm no longer locked for Worlds. So I prepped for this tournament, I traveled to it, I started 3-0, I'm gonna go ahead and drop now. Could win the tournament, but it's optimal in the context of the system for me to stop playing. Our opponent is a little bit salty about our Executor. They went all in on the Gyarados and it did not pay off. Won't your number go up only if the deck you're playing is a 51% or higher win rate? No, that's the point, Micah. Most ladder systems in card games allow you to climb and progress with a worse win rate than 50%. And the other thing is, even if your win rate is above 50%, in a ladder system, a player who has a 60% win rate with 100 games will almost assuredly be ranked lower than someone who has a 55% win rate with 1,000 games. So it's not even just that it's not competitive because you could climb with a sub 50% win rate. It's people with lower win rates that are still above 50% will be ranked higher because they're playing more than people who are higher than you. Those are the kind of two key things. The two key things that have it up. Yeah, I mean, 55% win rate in 1,000 games, sure, that's really impressive. But if you take a similar sample size, say someone who has a 60% win rate in 500 or 600 games, that's probably the better player in a similarly large sample. But yeah. All right, we are gonna play some more Pocket to start tomorrow morning. We're gonna kick on over to some Marvel snapping. If you're watching on the Hoaglandia Pocket side, that stream's gonna click off and I'm gonna fire up on the Jeff Hoagland channel. And I'm gonna hit publish on a Pidgeot highlight on the Hoaglandia Pocket channel. If you want some more Pocket content from me, be sure to check out my Pidgeot highlight there going up in just a moment.